Hello there. What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be unboxing and putting together the NR-N99 Persuader-Class tank droid for Star Wars Legion's separatists from the Clone Wars. You might remember this giant snail-type vehicle emerging out of the waters of Kashyyyk. The droid attack on the Wookiees, this thing kind of led the charge with some B-1s on the side, getting ready to jump off and shoot some Wookiees or get catapulted on by giant airborne Wookiees. Here's the back of the box too. Look at that, dude. It's got droid passengers. How cool is that? Very cool looking. This is cool stuff. I love when they give you extra little bits too. This thing is going to be enormous and huge and awesome. If you guys haven't already, make sure you check out the links that are in the description below. Also, we are still giving away a lightsaber, and the 12 Days of Life Day is still going on. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos in order to win any of the great giveaways that we're doing. Also, thank you for today's sponsor. Check out Luxury Playstyle's new tokens. These order tokens are absolutely amazing. You're going to love them. They are big and beautiful, double-sided, metal, gorgeous. You're going to save 15% by using code Crabbok VIP. So definitely head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. Check out those tokens. They're going to make amazing holiday gifts for your friends. You're going to love them, or for yourself. Even if you don't get what you want for Christmas, buy these for yourself. Tell your stores they make great prize support. You're going to get a free Crabbok token with a $35 purchase as well. Very cool. All right, so let's get this thing open and take a look at what is in the box. We've got, oh my gosh, this is a lot of sprues in here. This is one of those things that's going to take you an entire weekend to put together. Look at all of this. Look at all, it's so much. It's so much. Look at this base. Look at this base. You know I'm all about that bass. All right, you didn't come here for the music. You came here for the unboxings. All right, that's it. We've got an entire, this should have been hardcover book. This is a lot going on here for this. Look at all of these pieces. They're just telling you to put the blue parts in first. See, the good thing is with something this big, I'm glad they've been kind of upping their game as far as assembling these. You've actually got step-by-step instructions. Blue first, blue first, boom. You're going to take all of those, do that, blue first. So at least I don't have to teach you how to put this one together. You always do the blue parts first and then the gold afterward. Well, normally that's how they have it done. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Building out the sides here. A lot of work is going to go into these things. Wow, it makes you wonder if all of these really needed to be their own standalone pieces. Wow, we've got a lot more going on in there. This thing is going to be quite the job to get this thing put together. That is a fact. Hopefully it looks super groovy once it is assembled. And I guess another interesting question is, do you end up putting the droids on there, or do you keep it without the droids and kind of just leave extra room for you to put your own unit of droids on there while they're being transported, and then kind of save these droids for like basing materials for other stuff? Sometimes I like to save minis from extra kits, like we did with, if you saw the Spider Droid unboxing, and I put the extra helmet on there, and I like to do stuff like that from time to time. But man, this is a nice looking thing. Here's our component listing. Here's our credits here for the Fantasy Flight Miniatures team. This is still Alex Davies' wave. Pretty cool stuff. And then here is all of our arsenal, embark, disembark, all that good stuff, weak point, all your little rules reference and all that good stuff. All right, that's gonna do it. Let's take a look at the cards. All right, let's start off. We've got our cardboard here. Nothing super crazy here. It is a heavy, and of course we got all the things that we would expect a heavy to have. We've got lots of damage tokens, all that good stuff. Strange that we have 2 3s, but not 2 like 1. Well, I guess they figure you're gonna have plenty of regular damage. It's funny. All right, let's take a look at the unit card here. It's got 145 points. This is a very expensive thing to have. It's got the protocols, it's got the ordnance and comms, and of course it's programmed, so you are going to have to equip a protocols, one of the different protocols on here. So that's a must. That's definitely a must. So it's going to be more than 145. It does have the ion cannons with impact, ion, and fixed front, and the front range of 1 to 2. But it's got the big gun here, the heavy repeating blasters, at range 1 to 4, and that's got critical 1 in it. It already has surge to hit and surge for defense, which is nice considering it's got armor also, and only a white defense die. But you know, armor is good. And this way, hopefully it stays alive. I mean, with 11 health, it really should. It does have a resilience of 7. So it's going to take a little while before this thing starts to break. I think that's what this thing really represents. It's going to be out there, and it's going to be hard to kill. And especially if you can kind of get the sides anchored up against terrain, especially line of sight blocking terrain. That's one of the tricks Gav players have always tried to do with the Gavs when they want to keep them from getting shot. Is you just take this long base and try to park it up next to a building and kind of protect its flanks with terrain if you can. Now, it's got armor, like we already talked about. It's got arsenal too, so if you wanted to give it, an ordnance, you're going to be able to do that, but you don't have to because it's got 2 weapons already. And it's always nice when a vehicle with arsenal has enough weapons naturally that you don't have to give it extra weapons. Especially when it already costs 145 points. It does have reposition, which will be helpful for trying to move this thing around. It's got transport 1 open. You can put some B1s or B2s on there, which would be really nice. I think the B2s is probably the more likely option. I think that's the way I kind of want to run this thing, which is nice. It's got the weak point 1 sides, which, we already talked about that. Well, so we did talk about the protocols here. We're going to have 3 different types of protocols here, and so you've got attack protocols, AI aim and precise 2. You've got the defense protocols, AI dodge, nimble, and outmaneuver. So if you want aims or dodges, then they're both good for that. Of course, this is only if you don't have the face-up order token. It's a little bit harder to always get heavies a face-up order token, but there are new commanders, especially with the super tactical droid, that can eliminate really a lot of the disadvantages of having an AI ability and allow you just to kind of get nimble and outmaneuver or precise 2 from the attack or defensive protocols. I think if you're not going with a super tactical droid and then you think there's a pretty realistic chance you might not always be able to get this thing in order, then I think engagement protocols is going to be a great option for this because it does allow you to attack or move. It gives you great flexibility, but at the cost of it being 5 points instead of 3. Those are all going to come with it. We're going to get 2 copies of the Hacked Comms unit. This is new to this wave. If you're up close, you're going to be able to issue yourself an order. I don't really see this being a card that you put on this thing because it's slow and it has a range 4 gun. Like, it's not something you want to drive to charge directly into the battle. It's, maybe if somebody tries to sneak up on you, then you're like, oh, okay, well, I have an order now. So now all of a sudden I don't have to worry about, my AI. We got, of course, onboard comms channel. So you can issue orders to those dudes that you are transporting, which will be good, again, if you are transporting B2s. And then we do have our 3 ordnance, which are the same 3 that we've always had, and maybe the only 3 we'll ever get. The high energy shells, the bunker buster shells, and the armor piercing shells. And that is going to do it for the upgrades. Let's take a look at the sprues. All right, so this is a lot. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sprues. Although one of them is just the droids. So if you're not really planning on doing the droids, you can kind of set this one to the side. But this is just basically 2 B1s, and I like that. All right, so we've got this one, which is some of the guns and the roundy bits. We've got this one, which is some of the prickly bits and the non-roundy bits. We've got some more gun parts and then these long bits here. We've got the big cogs and then some other roundy bits, and we've got the track bits. These are beautiful from a certain point of view. And then we've got the big, we got the big pieces. All right, so these 2 make it not feel so bad, right? Because you're like, hey, Ian, I'm done with these sprues in 3 seconds. So that much is good. Whew, this one's gonna be fun. Let's see how it looks once it's all put together. Mid-assembly right here. This first stuff, a lot of bits. Not too bad. I kind of got to this part, putting the track on. This is a lot of work and a lot of very, very tiny pieces to glue, so just be real careful. I tried to kind of spread mine out in a circle to make sure I got all the right numbered pieces in the right order. Fun. fun. All right, so more progress so far. We've got these bottom leg parts on. They're a little loose right here where on the two bits where they connect. And I think that's, I don't know if that's just an artifact of mine or all of them. But if you get that problem, mine were a little bit loose too. I just put extra glue in there to make sure I get a really good seal and let that dry real hard. All right, this thing is finally now all put together, and this was a lot. This was a lot of work. This took me 2 days to put together. So we're fast forwarded a little bit now. And granted, it probably wouldn't take everybody 2 days to put together, but I can only sit and work on stuff for, like an hour tops, usually, and then I kind of take a break and come back. So this took me about twice as long as most other vehicles tend to do. But that's okay. It does look really, really cool once it's all assembled. I mean, I'm liking all of the detailing that's up in here on this thing. I also wanted to show you guys a little bit about the base. This base is the largest base I think we've seen. And of course, it looks a lot like the Gav base, but I have my AA5 right here. And this base is, while it's the same width, you can see that this thing is about an inch longer, right? So definitely a new base size for this thing. I know that had been talked about, and I just wanted to give you guys kind of a one-to-one kind of comparison. Granted, still slightly off than like the larger. Wow, I haven't even done I haven't done basing for this guy. I'm gonna have to do some of that. So still not as wide as the big tank bases, but definitely the longest base that we have ever seen. So that's pretty cool. I didn't put the droids together yet because I don't want them to be sitting on here, because like I said, I'm probably going to be transporting B2s on this thing, and I don't think it would look right to have B1s riding on it, so I'm going to save them to maybe be riding on other things in the future. All right, you guys, that wraps up the Persuader tank unboxing. It looks pretty great, and I'm pretty pleased with it, but boy, it'd be a challenge to build a second one, so I'm curious how many people are thinking about running two. Also, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think I should paint this thing? What color scheme? Should I go kind of silvery or swampy, or maybe kind of like Trade Federation colors to kind of make it blend in with some of the other vehicles of the faction? I don't know. Maybe I'm leaning a little bit more towards that. Also, since we are doing all the giveaways right now, it is still 12 days of Life Day giveaways. We do have a winner today. Today's winner is going to win a Crabbok token, one of the luxury playstyle special Crabbok tokens, and you're going to get a double-sided Crabbok token. It can be used as a damage counter, or also to mark your commander. Does a whole bunch of cool stuff. You're going to win one of those. Today's winner is Mr. C Murder 33. Congratulations! Thank you for being a subscriber and leaving a comment. You automatically won. Go ahead and shoot me an email at mailcrabbok@gmail.com. I'll get your details. We'll get you squared away. Anything that does not get claimed rolls over into Patreon giveaways. So yeah, if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, there's links down in the description below. Hop in Discord. We'd love to have you in there. Join the community. I'd love to have you a part of our fantastic family-friendly gaming community. And also check other links in the description below. I want to thank you all so much for watching. And as always, remember, please don't ever set yourself on fire, even if you are a mermaid.